Welcome to the Gus and Lewo Show. We are live, coming out of Fig Tree Pocket, and we have our first guest ever, Jonathon Deans. Welcome.
Yeah, Thanks, Jonathon. Guys. It's good to be here. It's nice to come on and defend myself. I was slightly defamed in week one. I know a fair bit of it hit the cutting floor, thankfully.
Yeah, we had to edit it and chop it up real good.
Yeah. Thankfully for you guys, because I would not have been happy if some of that rubbish hit the air. But it's nice to be able to come on here and defend myself from any shots that are being fired.
That's all right.
Hint of insecurities.
There's a few insecurities in the air, isn't there?
Can't cop chat. Gets extremely aggressive on the telephone when we tell him about it.
Oh, look, I think there was just some stuff that's best left in Europe. If we wanted to go into some of Lewo's indiscretions, we'd be more than happy to right now. I will have it known though that I was not as useless as I was made out to be when Lewo in fact went missing in Croatia.
We're all well aware of Lewo's ability to exaggerate on a story and also to defame people in a story.
Quite clearly.
Are you going to defend yourself now, Lewo?
I really got nothing.
You got nothing?
Well, I'm happy to be here anyway. So.
Well, cheers, mate. It's nice to have
cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Having a nice few Peronis. Always goes down a treat.
Yeah, normally we'd have our 4X Golds here, but someone drank all of mine, even though I paid for half of them.
Well,
actually, as a matter of fact, Jonathon Deans drank half of them too.
Yeah, when a beach trip comes knocking, you've got to answer.
They were polished off before we even set foot in the Gold Coast, mate. They were car beers, and they went down an absolute treat.
Few roadies.
They were good.
No, but you're well dressed as usual, Jonathon.
Thank you.
Wearing your fancy shorts and I've seen that T-shirt a few times.
It's a favourite for sure. I mean, it's a tried and tested, just small logo on the front. Big logo on the
I like that. A clean white tee with the logo on the pocket. Exactly the same. Very similar shirt.
Repping Noosa Longboards, Oxford Street. It's a good place.
And Noosa.
Oxford Street's the one where everyone goes to. But we prefer it there. Bought a longboard the other day. Going to take up surfing.
You did not buy a longboard. How much you buy it for?
$3,000.
That's the biggest lie I've ever heard.
That's a lie, or it's the world's most expensive dust collector. That's for sure.
No, but I've noticed also, Deans, your clothing attire has gone downhill since your brothers moved out of home.
Well, big call. Maybe not the versatility. I mean, when you've got two brothers that are similar sizes to you, and they're both living in the same house, I mean, it would just be stupid, really, not to take advantage of.
Oh, no, I've gotten a lot of clothes from my big brother.
Yeah, you have. So, any younger brothers out there, certainly make use of your brother's clothes.
Yeah, cheers, Nick and James. There's your shout out, boys.
I haven't really shared clothes with Sean.
Sean's got shit fashion sense.
Well, we're just not the same body type. Really?
I forgot about that part.
It's called 100 kilos compared to 75. That'll do it. But
you can always change that, Rhys. Lewo.
Well,
what was the go with hand-me-downs? No hand-me-downs.
Nah.
I was big, got big hand-me-downs, mate. School uniforms, all hand-me-downs.
Rhys was a hand-me-up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
Because when he was 6, Sean was, 8, and you'd be bigger than him then. So your mother always had to buy for you first.
Buy in advance.
Poor bloke. But he's wearing a lovely shirt at the moment.
So Gus, Jonathon and I have been just well travelled this year, and so I heard you went to India last weekend.
India? Oh
yeah. Well, tell us about that, mate.
Don't know what you're talking about. India and Milton?
Didn't you go to India?
No.
I swear you were in India.
No.
Last week.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, all right.
Well, I've been at work all day today, Jonathon, with Rhys, and I've just been looking at him stare at his phone all day because he's been occupied by a few girls, apparently.
Oh.
Not just one, not just two. Three.
We were playing basketball.
3 girls are chasing Rhys Lewis.
We were playing basketball the other night, and we had one sub on the bench, and Lewo would go on the court. He'd do about a 30-second spell, and then he'd want to go back to the bench. I was there thinking, usually Lewo's keen to get shots up. You can barely drag him off the court. But then he comes off, he's checking his phone, he's replying, takes him about a minute and a half, he's back on for another 30-second stint, back off, throw some chat.
Something's funny going on there.
Something funny's going on, mate. So I think, I just hope they're birds that are worth your time, though.
Let me put it forward to the people, and you guys can answer on their behalf.
Are you gonna show us photos and we rate them, or what?
No. I want a bit of advice.
Okay.
Honest advice. This is actually an honest question I'm proposing. I'm a single man, so I have the app Tinder. We're all familiar.
It's hard to believe.
And I've recently got back into it after that terrible occurrence when I had a key to my neck.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I've re-downloaded the app. Sorry for another day.
That scared you off Tinder.
Scared me off Tinder for a while. Anyway, I've re-downloaded it. And I've had a few females that are inquiring for a Friday night hangout. Now
They're inquiring.
And
Reese is busy.
What? So, like, you know, I'm not one of those people just to go straight for the Netflix and chill thing. You know, what is a good place to take a bird on a Friday night?
Friday night.
Are you just getting a drink?
Mate, I think drinks are the way to go.
But where do you go get a drink? Where's a good place where...
You want to take them out of a drink at about 8:39, because you don't want it to be too early.
You don't want to be too early. 8:39 is a good time. I'd be taking them somewhere where I know that there's no chance I'll run into my mates.
Yes.
So
That's exactly right.
Depends who it is, but
unless she's a stunner, you want to show her off. Is she a stunner, Reese? Lewo?
Well, which one? I mean, which
are we talking all 10s?
You know, it varies. It varies in rating.
Can you name someone?
Yeah, sure.
Just first name.
First names.
We've got Maddie.
And Instagram handles.
We've got Tahini.
Tahini sounds
No, that's Tani.
Tahini.
I tell you what, mate. This is
Melody.
Sorry to take you off this, but I don't think I've ever seen as many Tianis as on Tinder. And they're all 68 kilometres away. Must be Gold Coast.
Have you noticed how their standard always goes down the further they are?
Well, no, there's definitely...
the hottest...
You need to get to about whatever the true Gold Coast is, and then you get hot Gold Coast girls.
Yeah.
But if you're around, the 35 to 40 kilometres range, then that's raffle. That's not good.
But I noticed the further away they are, the hotter they get. The further they are away, the hotter they get to swipe right to me.
How far are you willing to go?
Oh, that's a big
how
question. How far is 50k?
I've had this 50k. Well, I mean, if it's on highway, that's an hour.
Well, I have a certain friend of mine just recently matched with a girl on Tinder, and he got way too excited and booked a flight ticket up to Townsville.
Well, that's
dedication.
That's commitment. We're talking a drive. He's talking a flight.
He's talked to me all week, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing this weekend? Do you want to hang out on Sunday or Saturday or whatever?" And he's giving me these weird answers and not telling me a straight answer of what he's doing. I'm like, "What are you doing, mate?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got some assignments." And I could see he was lying to me. And then I see him on Monday, and I go, "So how was your assignments?" He's like, "I didn't do my assignments." I'm like, "Well, what did you do?" He's like, "Oh, I was up at Townsville."
That's a big time move.
What?
That's a big time move, though,
that
to get
is,
away with that.
What?
I mean,
that is
to just go off the
Good
grid.
on him.
Do you know what I mean?
Good on him, but
that is put your junk on the table and show him where you're shitting from. That's a big time play.
Imagine going all the way up there and she doesn't like you.
No, imagine going all the way up there.
She pulls the pin.
It's a guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be
Imagine being catfished flying up to Townsville.
Mate.
See, that's risky.
That sucks, eh?
But that's where you can run into trouble, because you don't know anyone that knows them. I mean,
how do they even match if he's in Brisbane and she's in Townsville?
I think they must both have Tinder Plus.
Oh, they've invested. How much is Tinder
So he's
Plus?
sitting in Brisbane striking out in Brisbane and going, you know what, I might try the North Coast. Fuck, no luck there. Tropical North Queensland it is.
See how old Hamilton Island's going.
I've got a
How far
5:40
is
to
it
get on
gonna
a
go?
Friday to
Next
Townsville.
week- next
Fuck it,
week-
I'll buy the motherfucker.
Next week, see what's happening in Port Moresby. That's I love that though.
No, but that's commitment. I love it. I wish I had the balls to do it. I wouldn't.
How good if girls did that on Tinder as well, not just blokes? Showing that
You
sort
know
of
what? I
commitment.
heard a funny story about a Tinder date the other
please
day.
tell.
And so what's happened is
Sorry.
a friend of a friend, a girl, got asked out by this bloke and has been asked to come to his place for dinner, and he'll make her dinner and have a nice date on the deck and stuff like that. Anyway, she's gone around, met up with this bloke, and he's cooked her this lovely dinner. She's eating it. She's ate the dinner. They're having a lovely conversation, having a nice night. And then about 10 minutes or 20 minutes after she's finished her meal, she needed to go to the toilet really badly.
I don't know if I like the way it's said.
She needed to do a poo. And
Did she say that? When
no, she's gone to this bloke.
Maybe excuse to the restroom.
She's gone to this bloke. Do you mind if I use the bathroom? And he's gone, oh, just wait up a second. Just wait. I just want to tidy up my bathroom at the moment. It's a bit messy. So she's gone, oh, that's fine. But she is busting to go. Like she's about to do the deed. She needs to do the deed. Anyway, this bloke takes forever to clean up the bathroom.
How long are we talking?
Well, it's 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it was too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been that long that she shit herself. So
Wow.
she shit herself. Anyway, this prick has
What a
come out.
pity, Toby.
This bloke has come outside and she's there. I don't know why you'd stay. There's no way I'm staying if I need to do. I'm in my car
Yeah,
going
gone.
home.
You go.
Anyway, this stupid girl stayed there, messed herself. He's come out and gone, oh my god. You go into the bathroom, tidy up. And I'll clean it up out here.
But what's
Yeah.
on the floor?
Yeah, and she's
What?
like, oh, mate, he's obvious. So anyway, she's gone into the bathroom to clean herself up. She's taken about 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long it takes. And then she's walked back outside, and there's this bloke lathering himself up in the shit.
Get the fuck out.
Lathering himself.
No way.
Yep. Lathering himself up. So what he's done is he's put laxatives in her dinner. And has the whole plan set up. Like, I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to clean up the bathroom. Takes way too long. So this poor girl can't go anywhere except in her sundress.
So he's got a poo fetish.
He's got a fetish for poo.
My God.
And this poor girl has walked out and gone, huh? What the fuck? And has straight away
Surely she battles then.
She left then.
Yeah.
This guy's a freak.
But
But he got what he wanted.
He got the poo.
He got the poo. He got what he wanted.
He wasn't looking for a one night stand. He was
Seriously.
looking for a bit of poo.
Well, Lou, I hope that you're not getting any poo fetishes tomorrow now. I hope there's no girls offering to cook you dinner.
Well, apparently it's a thing. Because I don't know about you, but I would not be hanging around if I needed to go to the toilet that badly.
No, I would have been on my first train back to Townsville.
Have you guys heard about shower thoughts on Reddit?
Shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts.
No, please enlighten me.
Shower thoughts on Reddit. Just weird one-line thoughts that people have had when they're in the shower, right?
Yeah.
And then they post them on Reddit. This one is one of the all-time greats. As we were talking about Tinder, it's come up. It's occurred to me. I've got it up here.
Yeah.
Just says, Tinder is the opposite of porn site advertisements. There actually are a ton of hot singles in my area, but none of them are interested in me. So that's how I feel about that.
Oh god.
Also,
Would
Was-
anyone like a top up of the beer?
yeah, mate.
I'm all good.
well.
I'm still acquiring the taste.
Acquiring the taste. You haven't really got around the
This is the most I've ever seen you drink out of a beer, and you've made it about...
Halfway.
halfway through the.
And I've had a few top ups. I'm trying.
Thanks, Lou.
I'm trying. Good.
That's all you can do in life is try. You know. That's all I do. I
Well,
just.
but to drop a bombshell on you, Reese, that Tani bird, she's been messaging me as well.
Jeez, this could be the end
Wait
of
a
the Gus and
minute.
Lewo
Do you want
Show.
to fight over it? Because I will fight you.
Well, you think you're a big pro boxer these days, don't you?
I have heard these
So I
reports.
wouldn't want to have a shadow box with you.
Oh, we're at work Friday afternoon, and we're having a little sparring session in the shed. And Lewo decides to lock the shed up and lock me in there with him. So I straight away thought, well, that's just asking for a sparring session.
I was locking up to leave on the Friday because I wanted to hang out with my real mates at Burley.
No,
I can understand that, yeah.
no, he's locking me in there, asking for it. And we've done a few little bit of a sparring session. Popped him a good one in the belly. He's gone, ooh. And I've gone, oh yeah, how you like that one? And then he's come at me, and I've just gone, whack. Slapped him in the face.
Oh no, I heard all about this on the way to Burley.
And he's going, oh, you don't hit your mates like that in the face?
I didn't say that.
You don't do that.
No.
You don't do that. I'm going.
Now who's
I'm going.
exaggerating? All I did, I looked at him in the eye. I had nothing to say. I was just like, you've ruined a perfectly good Friday. I didn't have to say anything. I just
You
looked
did.
at
You said, no, you don't do that. You don't do that, Gus.
packed up my stuff and I left. And then Gus is still, I'm so sorry, mate. Tried to give me a cuddle.
Well, because
tried
you
to make
look
it up for me because you knew you were in the wrong.
You looked like you had your feelings hurt and your face.
Oh,
Sook.
cry me a river, Timberlake.
The podcast listeners can't see this, but I'm seeing a lot of hurt on the faces of both of the hosts of the Gus and Lewo Show. It's getting a little bit personal.
We're about to go round 2.
Well, on the topic, Gus, I heard that once Lewo said that we were having a guest on this week. Sorry, you were having a guest on this week, being me.
Yeah.
And initially it was going to be basketball-related talk, and Lewo's told you basically to bugger off for that part of the conversation.
It's called the Gus and Lewo Show. It's not called NBA talk, but there will be plenty of NBA talk. I'm more than happy for that.
Okay, well,
It's called the Gus and Lewo Show, not the Deans and Lewo Show.
Yeah, no, look, mate.
But happy to have you on, Jonathan.
As long as you guys meet my parents' fee, I mean, I'm happy to come on.
Yeah, we copped a few free beers out of it.
A few golds last week.
Now tell me, John, what's playing this weekend, big dog?
Mate, this weekend, I've got a dinner on tomorrow night.
Oh, that's exciting.
Work dinner. Tuxedos.
Really?
Are coming out, big time.
Have you got a dinner suit?
No.
Are you going to hire one?
Yes.
Or are you going to buy one?
I've already sorted that.
What are you doing? Hiring or borrowing?
Borrowing.
Borrowing? Of who?
Brother.
Oh, there's the old hand-me-downs once again.
Oh, mate, well, I mean, I'm not going to go out and buy a dinner suit for this dinner that I found out about 2 weeks ago.
No, I wouldn't either.
It's on the price. I think every man deserves a dinner suit, but at this point in time...
Do you have a black suit?
Yeah, but it's black tie. Like, it seems to be... The consensus seems to be dinner suits. So, I mean, I'll be there tomorrow night. It's my first time attending this dinner. All first-timers are required to sing a song upon the conclusion of dinner to get up in front of the rest of...
What, like karaoke?
Not necessarily.
Or come up with a song?
No, like you do a song that, you don't make your own song. I mean, you sing a song that you want to sing, but...
Do you have the backing of the song?
Well, I think so. People are a bit coy about it. It's almost like hazing process. So
Yeah.
I think that you get to play it off your iPhone kind of thing. Singing a cappella would be just a horrible experience.
That would be horrible.
But
I'd love it.
You'd be surprised though. I mean, mate,
Shit yourself.
I've got a cracker voice.
Sing us a note.
No.
Exactly.
Can't put me on the spot like that.
I'll play. I mean, I'm going to certainly have a few beers to
Loosen yourself up.
loosen myself up. But I feel like podcast one day, singing the next. I mean, man of many talents. So
What song are we going for, John?
You know this.
I know. I'm setting it up so you can tell the listeners.
I know.
I'm giving you a
He's
setup.
new to the whole podcast
You've got to
industry.
understand, I'm dropping your lines and hints on how you should respond.
it's
You're
gonna-
new to this. You'll
He's
catch
new.
up.
He's new. We're experienced. We're experienced contenders. We know
Mate.
what's involved.
Well, since you asked, Reese, we're looking at Never Tear Us Apart in XS. Just
Cracker
doing
song.
all that
Oh, yeah.
cracker song. I mean, you need to go with something that people know.
What, you all sing it together?
No.
No, it's a solo.
because everyone that's new to the firm, so not new to the firm, but this is their first dinner, has to sing a song. And some people have gone too far with like shit choice of song. Like
They would
one
have
of-
gone like TikTok Kesha or something.
No, not even that.
Like
mate.
a really
Like
dirty
one-
50 Cent song?
No, that'd be pretty classic.
That'd be
but I'm
great.
talking like this guy. One of the guys at work did Tame Impala song last year. That's just a terrible song. Like
What is it? How's it go?
Tame Impala.
How's it go?
That's a band.
Oh.
You know, like
I don't know that.
yeah, but it's a Triple J song. Like it's not. You need to do a song
Everyone
people know.
knows. Yeah.
It needs to be a sing-along song. I'm expecting me to make it about 15 seconds into.
Hopefully they join in.
Never Tear Us Apart. People will join in.
Yeah, that's what you want.
No worries. So
You've got to really involve the crowd.
oh, big time.
Is there a possibility we can get this footage somehow?
Well, supposedly
Seeing
phones-
awkward John Deans up there in his tuxedo,
supposedly-
trying to sing, absolutely doing a terrible rendition of.
Well,
Never Tear Us
apparently.
Apart.
Jonathan doesn't have a bad voice on him. I've heard
Thank
it.
you, Gus.
Well, can we have a preview?
Thank you,
Can we
Gus.
have a preview right now?
Absolutely not. I will give someone.
Tear us apart.
Yeah, see, that's where people are just going to be. It's going to be off the hook. So I will give somebody my phone to record it.
What's the location and time of the event?
Oh mate, it'll be in a private room somewhere. You won't get past security.
I will be the security, mate, so I'll be in there.
And if there is security, this guy can shadow box.
He'll knock them
He'll
out.
knock him out.
Yeah.
They'll slap him in the face and be like, what?
I've been security once or twice.
And you probably let in 20 gate crashes.
Just girls.
That's fair.
The blokes can piss off.
Sort of girls' gate crash parties.
All of them should. Like, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, but why would they need to?
Yeah, that's true.
Also, they're not threats really, are they? Like
No.
nobody's ever complained about having too many girls
No,
at their party.
no.
But it's a black tie event, and speaking of black tie events, I had one last weekend.
Yes, how'd it go?
It was good fun. It was this Fraser O'Donnell's little brother, Fergus.
What
was
a big
just-
shout out that was. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out for that. Well, he listens to the show. He gave me a compliment on the show.
That's always nice.
Yeah, it was good. But I've rocked up, and they've got this beautiful home over in Hendra, and Fergus is there in his white tuxedo.
It's a statement look.
Oh,
That would have got stained.
Are we looking? Are we talking white jacket and white pants, or white jacket?
black
pants.
pants.
I like that
I like
look.
that,
It
yeah.
looked good.
That's like a Matthew McConaughey Oscars when he did that.
He looked like a young
speech.
James Bond. He
God, I
was
love
looking
that.
good. And with Fraser's 21st, Fraser wore a white jacket, black pants. So whoever's birthday boy gets to wear that. But he had the casino set up, like all these amazing tables done, and they had fake notes with his face on it. So it was like being in the casino. It was cool. It was a good event. But there was a photographer going around, and I was being a menace with all of the photos because someone would be taking a nice couples photo or something, and I'd just jump up in front of it. And you know, Conor McGregor, when he did the face-off with Floyd Mayweather, he's done there and he's gone, Bruce Lee shit! And he's done like a Bruce Lee pose. Every you'll be seeing them on Facebook soon. But every single photo, I'd jump in front of these people and just go, Bruce Lee shit! And I'd do the pose in my tuxedo.
I'm sure you were entirely sober for the whole night as this was going on. I'm sure that nobody the next morning woke up and going, who was that bloke that was doing Bruce Lee shit in front of every single player?
It was pre-planned. I thought about doing it when I was sober, and I did it when I was drunk.
So,
Gosh.
is one of these going to find it? Like, are you going to?
I'm gonna be posting an Instagram photo of me doing Bruce Lee shit, and the caption will be Bruce Lee shit. And thank you.
That'll look great.
You might
mate.
crack 50 likes for that one.
Mate, I played basketball with young Jonathon here on a Tuesday night. We got up, if you were wondering. We put on an absolute slaughtering.
Against some absolute fuckheads, might I say.
The worst blokes
Yeah,
you
big
could
time.
ever... Like, they were
terrible.
They were terrible players and terrible people. All they wanted to do was just push and shove. And that's not how you play the sport of basketball.
It seems like you have trouble with this every week.
But
It is like this place at
people that
Newmarket.
don't know how to play.
Yeah,
They just resort to fouls.
They
And
do.
There was no calls coming in our way.
You got hacked there about 3 times on this one. That was just disgusting.
It wasn't. The only thing that stopped me from getting any aggressive about it was that I knew that we were winning the game anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But like, it was just shit. It just made us play real
Should
shit.
have thrown a few bows, Jonathan.
I threw one big bow on that rebound. That lanky guy.
Oh,
got
the
upset.
lanky guy didn't like. He
He
didn't like
didn't
that.
cop
Mate,
that.
I was on the bench for that. I was on the bench for that one. I saw a look back. This guy was probably about 55 kilos wringing wet, and he's seen Luo and gone, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, but I'd be more scared of your bony elbows, mate. They would hurt.
Mate,
look
right
at
to the temple.
it. Yeah, look at it. It's just pure bone.
Gashes the elbows,
Whereas
mate.
Luo has a bit of cushioning.
That is a point. if I've ever seen it.
Oh,
Anyway, John McGinley, there's a shout out, John. You're an avid shout out. He's a listener every week. Yeah. Thank you very much for those 15 assists you would have given the boys. But John was telling me, Gus, that this 21st you were talking about, he was saying there was a recently divorced woman, and
fuck.
you were constantly topping up her champagne glass, and
She was topping up mine.
you were having a bottle, mate. So you were walking around with the bottle. So where's your glass, mate? You were just talking absolute shit there.
I was walking around with a bottle of Verve all night.
You're a hero.
Keeping it tasteful.
Now, so how many times we lock lips with this older lady?
It was a nice kiss on the cheek.
Oh, yeah.
I was a gentleman about it. Nothing more than that.
Wait a minute. Are we going to see a photo of you and her when you're doing this Bruce Lee shit?
Because
Because if that's a photo, I'll get around that photo.
That's a photo I can get around.
I'll get around that photo. Not just a photo of you doing a duck face, doing Bruce Lee shit. If there's a photo of you doing duck face Bruce Lee with this woman,
no, it's not duck face.
That's
I just copied Conor McGregor's pose
Mate,
completely.
do you remember that 18th
Really
you were at,
aggressive.
and there's 80 photos of you doing that duck face, and I made a collage.
Which one was that?
Liv Young's 18th.
That's it.
Posted it on Instagram, and you called me and said, if you don't take it down, I'm never speaking to you again. And I had to take it down.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing. I've never done a duck face since.
Oh, I don't know.
Never done a duck face
It's a big
since.
call.
That's a huge.
I'll have
How
to-
much you putting on that? I'll take you up on that bet right now.
Camera roll.
All right. What are you putting on that?
What, $10?
$10. That was a handshake. Can we get that?
Yeah, I've witnessed that.
He's witnessed it. I will post that on all.
On what? But are we
pipelines.
talking? Are we stuff that I've posted or?
No, if you...
I reckon I can find it.
I've definitely taken a photo with a duck face, but I haven't put it on social media.
I reckon I can find it. That party was 2012. We're 2017. I got 5 years to go in the archives.
Oh,
I reckon I
there'll
can
be
easily
something out
find
there
it
for sure.
that you've posted with a duck face.
Yeah, right.
You can see that's $10 later, mate. You may as well just throw it out the window on a highway. You just waste that money.
Yeah, well, this wind is really getting to me, and I hope it's not affecting the sound. I'm just changing the conversation because I don't like where it's heading.
Well, mate, you said you had something about an entomologist or something or other.
Oh, an immunologist.
Immunologist.
I was watching the left wing ABC the other night, and getting a bit heated. And occasionally they come up with a good story. And there was this one story about this immunologist bloke who's being done for about 12 or 13 sexual abuse charges.
Yeah.
So this guy's a bit like a gynecologist, but he's obviously what these women have complained about or are charging him with is sexual abuse because this guy, while checking their genitals, has sexually assaulted them, and some of the women have claimed that he wasn't wearing gloves, and has been doing medical tests on these poor women. And he's there.
So he's a grub.
He's a grub.
He's
a doctor, but a grub of a doctor. And he's there, and I watch him walk out of the courthouse. And mate, if I got done with that, I would have a jacket over my head, a beanie.
Don't tell me he's rocking it.
He's rocking it. Sonny's suit.
Oh my god! What's
Nothing
he look
covering.
like? What's he look like?
An average Joe, but obviously a sick and twisted average Joe. And
he would have made the dog.
I was watching it just shocked. But I do wonder. Do those gynecologists...
Trust me, from everything that I've heard about gynecology, do you remember being a little kid? Well, not a little kid, but I remember being like high school age and thinking, you know what? Gynecologist, that's a sick job. I can't imagine anything worse, honestly. Like, it's just even... I don't want to go there, but yeah, that's...
well, this guy had that thing in his mind, obviously, at a young age, and has gone
He was a man of his word, and he
studied his 8 years, gone into the profession,
to poke
and has done the wrong thing.
What does an immunologist even do? I thought
they
they
deal
giving
with
people vaccines and
they
stuff.
deal
So
with
what's he doing?
they deal with
hanging out around the genitals.
They deal with infections. So
This is getting grubby by the second.
he's a sick prick. But it just took my eye.
What's his name? Do you remember?
I don't know his name.
Oh, we should have given him a shout out.
Shout out to the
I'm pretty sure he should be getting locked up for years.
Well, I hope so, actually.
You'd hope that the law system does lock him up, because that's just not on,
in my
opinion.
And then the next segment, so it was actually not a bad...
What show is this? Catalyst?
No, it was just ABC News. ABC News. I turn it off as soon as 7:30 report comes on. Because that red-headed... Oh, I was going to say a bad word then.
Who's red?
Oh, she's the host. She doesn't let anyone talk when she's on when she's hosting, and when she's interviewing the Prime Minister, she doesn't even call him Prime Minister.
What's she called?
She calls him Malcolm.
Sales. Is that name?
She calls him Malcolm.
Lee Sales?
I think so.
It's Lee Sales.
I haven't even heard of this.
She calls him Malcolm. The Prime Minister of Australia calls him Malcolm. You call the Prime Minister of Australia Prime Minister. And I just can't say. Well, I turn it. Me and my father have had a few debates watching this show. It always gets extremely heated. You know that.
Why do you watch it?
Because we want to.
We want to
know what.
Mate. Like every single time I see something coming out of the mouth of pedestrian TV on my social media, it doesn't matter what it is. I look at it and
you're gonna watch it.
Well, I don't watch it, any of it, but I just look at it and I just think, yeah, those people. I really dislike pedestrian TV, particularly.
It grinds my gears. I don't know. I think you just come to enjoy getting your gears grinded.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for asking how my weekend was, boys.
Oh, so
I actually, in fact, went to the greatest form of entertainment, sports entertainment, and that is WWE. And it was a great night. So thanks very much for asking.
How was it?
Unbelievable. These Jonathon and others.
I'm not a believer.
You don't understand it.
I'm not a believer.
I know it's fake. I know it's fake. I know it's pre-scripted.
You know.
It's the theatre with it, mate. It's just magical. When they're in that ring, I'm captivated.
But in my opinion, Luo, the greatest thing about sport is that it's unscripted. And there's things that you cannot write. I'm talking Ash McGrath, miracle on grass, kicking the goal after the siren in his 250th game.
I'm talking Peter Siddle's
I'm talking Peter Siddle, hat-trick in the Ashes on his birthday. Those are the sorts of things that, in my opinion, are true.
Yeah, but that's
you just can't write that stuff, Lewo.
Yeah, but I don't know what the result is. I don't.
That's true.
That's true.
I get caught up in the theatre of it. You don't understand that when they come to these big matches, they've told a story 6 weeks leading up to this match, and you're so invested in these rivalries, and then it comes to fruition.
Fruition.
There we go.
What was that?
What's going on there, Matt? Anyway.
Fruition.
It was a good time.
Tuition.
Here's a question for you, Lou. When you watch it on TV, and obviously you know that it's fake, but it also appears to me to be quite obvious on TV that it's fake. And there's the moves where when they're doing the strikes and they're stamping their feet at the same time. What is it like in real life? Like, is it easy to tell?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You get caught up in it. I get very caught up in all of it, but I get caught up in it. But obviously, I know it's all fake and all that.
Well, no, some of it's not fake. You can't fake jumping off the top rope and landing on the mat. That's not fake. That hurts.
There's people. Well, I'm going to give him a shout. Joe Rogan, who isn't a WWE guy, doesn't
shout out Joe Rogan if you're listening.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
You're my idol.
He doesn't like it, but he says, I couldn't tell you how many times he said it on his podcast, that they're the best athletes on the face of this planet, and they're pretty close to it, mate. They're pretty remarkable. The stuff they can do, speed, agility, power, the works. I don't want to get.
Well, they did take one look at Daniel Vito a couple of years ago from the Broncos and say no, thank you, Daniel Vito.
He didn't have enough charisma.
He wouldn't be able to talk
on the microphone, and they said you are just about as entertaining as Pedro.
He wouldn't be able to talk.
And they cut him and
sent
him back
English?
to Brisbane. Oh, sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
I have the neck tattoo. I play for the Brisbane Rockers. My NRL career got cut because I sucked.
Yeah, exactly. In my opinion, if Daniel Vito is not getting a look in, that's a mark for WWE for sure.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I reckon we're good here, boys. I reckon we get into the beers and we say sayonara to our loyal listeners. But, once again, thank you very much, Jonathon, for coming on. There's a little cheers
problem.
once again.
Thank you guys for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Went pretty well.
Big topics, Locals Brains Trust.
Oh, big time.
Everything and anything.
Tune in more.
Say it loud, say it proud. And again, send us any questions on the mailbag.
How's the mailbag going? Just quickly. Any
It is flowing in.
What are you getting? You getting
People have asked for a lot of advice from me in particular.
So we're looking in about a week. We're
Luo.
going to be having many, many drinks, and we'll be answering your questions quite intoxicated, so that should be entertaining, so keep an eye out for that. But as always, thank you very much for tuning in to the Gus and Lewo Show.